Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lowell High School for this evening's matchup between the Lions of Chelmsford High School and the Red Raiders of Lowell High School. My name is Brandon Gauthier. I'll be joined here shortly by former Lowell High wrestler Brendan Casey. We'll take a short break here as they introduce the starting lineups for each team. These are live.
Tell me when I'm not breathing heavy.
I can't hear.
Perfect.
So we can basically announce who's shaking hands, and then when they go to the national anthem, we'll just say we'll take a break for the national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Riddick Athletic Center at Lowell High School. Tonight's school meeting between the visiting Chelmsford Lions and your Lowell High School Red Raiders. At 106 for Chelmsford, Christian Ortiz for Lowell, women's song. At 113 for Chelmsford, Patty Keogh. For Lowell, Alex Aspinall. At 120 for Chelmsford, Noah Humble. For Lowell, Jonathan Pat.
Huh?
At 126 for
Wait,
Chelmsford,
what?
Frank Lord. For Lowell, Ryan Scott. At 132 for Chelmsford, Swain Sabo. For Lowell, Alvin Sam.
I don't. This is the only pen I have, but I'll put this right here. I'm just trying to
At
get
138 for
resting.
Chelmsford, Miguel Belandia. For Lowell, Gussie Safani. At 144 for Chelmsford, Christian Cabo. For Lowell, Chris Estefano. At 150 for Chelmsford, Mike Canada. For Lowell, Emmett Logan.
It's gonna be a good matchup. Are they really?
At 157 for Chelmsford, Juan Brusadio. For Lowell, Matt Weber. At 165 for Chelmsford, Alex Money. For Lowell, Penguin Santiago. At 175 for Chelmsford, Colin Clark. For Lowell, Seth Lee. At 190 for Lowell, Bernie Gillis. At 215 for Chelmsford, Ace Suarez. For Lowell, Gonzalo Hernandez. At 285 for Chelmsford, Caleb Nelson. For Lowell, Attilio.
Is that Caleb Nelson? Caleb Nelson, they put it in.
Official protection agency, Delegate. We would like to remind everyone in attendance that swearing, taunting, and use of distracting noise making devices are strictly prohibited by Lowell High School and MIA. Spectators who target the officials, players, or staff will stand removed from the venue. Please follow the rules of Lowell High School and remain seated. Spectators are positively prohibited from being on the playing surface at any time. Failure to comply with these rules will result in the rules of this event and future Lowell High School events. Students who are committed to events will face a school consequence
26.
and not be able to attend school events. Adult spectators who are committed to events will lose the right to attend contests for current school year.
They have 3 losses? Chelmsford's 11-7.
That's it. That's it for 2 weeks.
Yep.
You want mute?
No, we're good.
Mine says mute.
Mute off.
You're good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome in. We are here at Lowell High School tonight for this dual meet between the Lions of Chelmsford High School and the Red Raiders of Lowell. Chelmsford comes in bringing a record of 11-7, while Lowell has a record of 25-3. I'm joined here by Brendan Casey, former Lowell wrestler. Brendan, tell us a little bit about Lowell's record this year.
So Lowell is going for a historic dual meet win here tonight. If we're currently sitting at 25-3, 26 dual meet wins would be a Lowell High School wrestling record. So we're looking at a good matchup here tonight. Hopefully it'll be exciting, and hopefully the Red Raiders can pull it off.
Wow, 26 wins. It's crazy to think that with all the history that Lowell wrestling has, they've never had a 26-win season.
It's, I think, a testament to the coaching staff, not only to be able to rebuild the program and get this many students involved, but to be able to find a way to set another record in such a long-standing program. Just a testament to what everyone's done here.
And Brendan,
All right.
you can really tell, looking around at these teams, Coach Logan has these guys very focused. They look ready to wrestle tonight. They look like they're really just set to go.
Oh, they're prepared. Just looking at the coaching staff over there on the bench there, we have, 6 coaches. Not to mention, Coach Bossy's still been involved the most he can, but to have 6 coaches over there on the corner of your mat is a testament to all the work being put in, the focus and energy going into the program.
And it looks like we're getting going here at 106 tonight. The wrestler from Chelmsford is number 24 ranked Christian Ortiz. That's in Massachusetts. Christian Ortiz is ranked number 24, and we have from Lowell number 19, Brendan Song.
Brendan, senior here, 32-8. A little bit of showmanship here out of Brendan on his first takedown to put him up 3-0.
I mean, he picked that guy right up. He looked right over at his corner, asked coach for permission, put him down in control. He lets him back up here to his feet, and they go back to neutral.
So Brendan here, I think we had mentioned 2-year wrestler, but really looking like he's put some time in on the mat. Does not look like a 2-year wrestler right now during this match.
Gets another go behind there for another 3 points. Brendan, talk about the 3-point takedown this year and how it's been implemented into high school wrestling as well.
So I love to see it. I think it's added to, it's made our matches a little more exciting here. Some high point scoring matches, and just something as simple as that, right? We were looking at a 6-2 match, and now it's 6-5 after Chelmsford wrestler here secures himself a takedown. I also think
Christian spun behind there on a missed shot by Brendan.
So Brandon, for a guy like you, tell us about the near fall rule and how that has affected some of our matches here.
I think near fall, when it comes to at least the spectator perspective, it becomes a lot easier for the spectator to see. And if you're not familiar with the sport of wrestling, they made it so that way 2 seconds is 2 points and 4 seconds is 4 points.
Pretty simple.
And we end the first period here. The score right now is Brendan Song 6, Christian Ortiz 5.
Now I know Christian did a little bit of wrestling in the youth program and has been attending. You've been doing some sessions at Doughboy Wrestling Club, so I know Christian here has been put some time on the mat. So looking forward to another exciting 2 periods here.
I have a feeling with these 2 teams from the MVC, we're gonna hear a lot of Doughboys wrestlers on the mats tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And we talked a little bit about the Lowell coaching staff, but we also have to give some credit over there to the Chelmsford High School wrestling staff. Some very seasoned coaches over there. Coach Bishoni, not only a wrestling coach, but runs his own jiu-jitsu gym. And so just some really experienced coaches on both corners of the mat. So going to be an exciting night.
So we got an escape there earlier in the second period. That makes the score 6-6. It is a tie match right now as we're down here in a scramble.
Referee saying no point scored yet, no change. And then we have a takedown right there from Brendan Song to put him up 9-6 with a minute left in the second period.
Brendan just kind of pressured forward there. He had his head stuck at the beginning of that scramble and kind of just popped that head out, stuck with the Turk, and ended up scoring that three-point takedown.
Yeah, I think one thing Brendan's doing well here is he's really using that strength. You can tell he's a strong kid. So, you know, we're working on some really good takedowns here, fighting through those positions. As long as he can keep that stance, stay in good position, and not let Christian score a takedown here, hopefully we'll finish this period up at minimum 9-7.
Brendan seems to really like wrestling on his feet. He's got a few takedowns here. Does not want to stay on the mat. He might know something I don't know if Christian's good on the mat, and he just doesn't want to play around there. He wants to go up to his feet and wrestle from neutral.
And it looks like here Christian's working for a takedown now. Working through a scramble position. Looks like Christian's going to come out on top here to put himself up 10-9 with 8 seconds left in the second period. This is an exciting match.
A lot of point scoring here.
We got a great crowd here too. I'm not sure if the camera if you're able to see the crowd here, but we got a pretty full gym, excited crowd, and we got the Lowell High School cheerleading team out in front of us to cheer on Lowell High wrestlers. So really an exciting event.
Even legendary coach George Bossy has joined the corner.
Oh, he just popped in the corner over there. Great to see Coach Bossy in the corner.
And we got Brendan going down here. He's going to look to get up and earn his escape.
Christian working for a cross wrist there. So what does Brendan need to do here to work through this position?
He just needs to keep his pressure back towards his leg. Try to pop that head out. Looks like he's trying to do that. He rotates to the fireman's carry. Now he's back in on a single. No points awarded yet. The score is still 10-9.
And so he's looking to score here. And the question is, should we be looking for 2 or for 1?
No escape awarded. He should be looking for 1 point here just to get back to neutral. If the opportunity presents itself where you can score a reversal, it's worth it. But again, based on this match, Brendan seems to like to go to his feet anyways, so an escape does just the same.
And he's getting some wise words of encouragement from Coach Logan, telling him to suck it up, make it happen.
Brendan's really got to peel hands here. He's got to get that hand control. He's got to start working up, getting his hips free. Definitely can't stay flat on the mat.
No, Christian going for a good solid ride here. He's putting in an arm bar, looking for a wrist. Brendan's really going to fight through this one.
He's got about a minute left in the match here, about 54 seconds. Brendan's looking to cut away, get his 1.
Goes for a big move, doesn't need it, but about 45 more seconds here to work up. And the crowd is getting hyped. It's
now
nice.
Reaching this point in the match, Brendan, where you're tired, you're exhausted, it's the third period. What do you have to do in order to get that 1 point escape?
Well, you know, this is where training and discipline really kicks in. Exhaustion is kicking in. The crowd is loud. There's a lot of pressure here on senior night. This is really when you have to rely on your training. And this is when those reps, you know, in a long practice, and you got to put those reps in, and coach really focuses on technique. This is a time. This is a time where you rely on your discipline and your technique.
As Brendan goes back down, he's got 16 seconds left. The score is 10-9 Chelmsford. He needs 1 point to tie it up and send it to overtime. Brendan trying to work up here. He bases out.
Reaching for the head there. You know, sometimes you just
got about 5 seconds left. And 0 seconds. And Christian Ortiz, number 24 ranked, upsets number 19, Brendan Song of Lowell.
It's a great match there, Brandon, and you know, I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Some close matches, and this is why we wrestle them, and this is super exciting to have this as the final dual meet of the season here.
Yeah, agreed. That was a very exciting match. A lot of point scoring, a lot of wrestling there. I'm sure we'll see a lot more action as the night goes on.
And coming up here at 1:13, we have Alex Vasquez, a junior from Lowell High School. He's 24 and 15. And who is he wrestling here from Chelmsford, Brandon?
He should be wrestling Patty Keogh.
I got to tell you, I like the addition of the walkout songs. That's the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
You know, I think this is just, again, a testament to the program that we have. The media team here. The media team has a big squad here working this event. To see all the kids over there at the table working, it's just nice to see Lowell High School, Lowell High Wrestling back up and running and back to a position to be looking for their 26th dual meet win and have a packed gym here.
Absolutely. As Alex scores the first takedown of this one. Yeah, they've come a long way since the early 2000s when we were in high school, huh?
You know, I think when Coach Logan took over, there was about maybe 7 to 10 kids on the team. And to look over that bench and to not only have a full men's squad, but to have a women's squad that has won themselves all states and had some all-state New England champions it's phenomenal. And we have Alex Vasquez here, a product of the program. This kid has been putting the time in, I'll tell you that. He's really found a love for the sport, and he's been training hard to kind of get where he wants to be. He's definitely a young man who set some goals for himself. Alex with score here 3-0. We're looking at 30 seconds left here in the first period. Alex is working really hard for a turn.
So for those of you viewers that don't know, the first match was won by Chelmsford. Depending on how many points each wrestler wins by today will determine how many team points are awarded to each team. So that first match was won by 1 point. That is 3 team points awarded to Chelmsford. So right now the team score is 3 for Chelmsford and 0 for Lowell.
And you mentioned the team scores here, Brandon. This is definitely going to be a match. It seems like it's going to be a match here where wrestlers not only have to do their job, but they got to step up. And on both teams, kids are going to be encouraged by their coaches to not just win their match, but potentially do a little extra for their team and get some extra points, whether we're looking at a major, a tech fall, or a pin.
Absolutely. I mean, how many dual meets have you been in or been a part of or coached where they've really come down to bonus points and getting those extra points, and that ends up being the difference in the end? Absolutely.
And again, that's going to come down to to some training here. Kids being able to step up and not only do their job, but do a little extra. And it makes it exciting.
It's a good sprawl here. He's got his hips right down to the mat. Broke that grip.
Going
Circles
right
behind.
For that crossface. And what is he looking for here, Brandon?
He's looking for lock up a cradle right here. He looks like he's running that head right to the knee. Looks like he's almost got that locked up there. He's going to try to sit back without breaking that lock. And he's got him on his
bottom knee
here.
Up in the ribs.
The referee's counting back points. He gets out of the cradle. Still on his back. Looking for that fall there.
I got to tell you, we got an excited crowd here, man. This is a great match here. The crowd's into it. The cheerleaders are into it. Both teams cheering for their teammates here. We're looking at a 10-0 match right now with 55 seconds left in the second period.
So we've got 2 takedowns in this match. Each takedown is worth 3 points. And then Alex was just awarded 4 near fall points, 4 back points, because he held his opponent on his back for 4 seconds at a time. So that makes the score 10-0 Lowell in this match.
And he's looking for an armbar here. Let's see if he can drive that shoulder to the ear. Takes a little bit of time, a little bit of discipline. We want to run that shoulder to the ear. He's looking to step over, which works, but when we have time, like 30 seconds left, run that shoulder to the ear, make it nice and tight. But still earning some back points. Looks like he's going to get at minimum 4 near fall.
Some nice slow pressure there.
Coach Logan
trying not to lose that bar.
Coach Logan giving some good advice on the side, telling him to settle.
As we wind down here in this period, 3-2-1. And going into the third period, we got a score of 14-0. Alex Now, Brendan, can you talk a little bit about the tech fall?
Yeah, so technical foul, 15 or more points. The referee's going to stop the match. So right here, Alex is going to be looking for that technical foul. Unless he's able to take his opponent to the mat and directly to his back for a pin, we will likely be looking at a tech fall at the next takedown. It would earn Lowell 5 team points. So a major decision, which is less than 8 points. A regular decision, which is less than 8 points, would earn Lowell 3 team points. A major decision from 8 to 14 points would earn them 4 team points.
I see why people get confused with our sport.
I know, right? And with a technical foul, would earn Lowell 5 team points. But
when you're in this position and you're trying to get extra points, obviously Alex is going to be looking to try to get a fall here and a pin. How do you do that from neutral when all you have to do is score 1 takedown?
Well, we got to go big, right? So I know a wrestler, a Lowell High wrestler, who is really good at going big. Maybe you could talk us through some of those points or some of those moves that would score those points for us, Brandon.
All right, as Alex wraps it up with that last takedown, he earns a technical fall. Final score 17-0. That will earn Lowell 5 team points. So now the team score is 5 for Lowell and 3 for Chelmsford High School.
And coming up here for Lowell High School is Jonathan Catt. Jonathan played the national anthem for us at the beginning of the dual meet on his guitar. Man, what a cool way to spend your senior night. Not only getting to play the national anthem for the crowd, but having this chance to come out with some great intro music and have a great matchup here. And he'll be wrestling Noah Hamble from Chelmsford.
I believe that's Noah Humble, Brendan.
A little bit of humble pie for me, isn't it? Must have been a lefty who wrote these names down. Jonathan Catt here looking at a 30-15 record. That's a lot of matches for your senior year. And, Brandon, can you tell us a little bit about what comes from those matches?
Yeah, 45 matches. I mean, that's a lot of mat time. Barring injuries, not a lot of wrestlers get 45 matches in a single season. So that's really awesome for him. And multi-talented, too, with that guitar playing at the beginning. So
absolutely.
We'll see if he can best Noah Humble here as he does get taken down, but looks like he just gets the reversal here. So now we got a 3-2 match.
And the crowd is getting into it. Jonathan is a senior captain here. He's really been a wrestler who's grown with the program. And I'll tell you what, not only grown with the wrestling program, but he will be attending Berkeley College of Music in the fall. That's super exciting. And even more exciting,
he looks for backs here and he
we
gets
look
the
for a
fall.
pin. Jonathan gets the pin on senior night to earn 16 points for Lowell Wrestling. Kid's a performer.
16 points, so that brings the score right now. The team score is 11 for Lowell and 3 for Chelmsford.
Coach Bossy giving him some words of wisdom over there as he comes off the mat.
About guitar playing or wrestling?
Probably opera and classical music, knowing Coach Bossy.
If we know Coach Bossy, that's probably what he gave him advice on.
All right, and coming up for Lowell at 126, we have Ryan Scott. He's a freshman. He's 25 and 18, and he is a product of the Lowell Youth Wrestling Program. Super excited to see one of our Lowell Youth wrestlers out here on the mat.
Now, the Lowell Youth Wrestling Program, Brendan, who's coaching that these days?
So Kevin Dillon is coaching these days, and he's really helped get the program back to what we need it to be, which is a program that gets as many Lowell kids as possible on the mat and gets them not only to enjoy the sport, but gets them experience and teaches them the basics that we need. They're running the program right now for grades 5 to 8, and I know there's some other dads involved. I know Ryan Underwood has been involved, and I believe Coach Massey. So we have a few coaches there helping out, sharing their wisdom.
Now, are they running those programs out of the middle schools?
They've done a lot here. So not only are they running middle school wrestling programs, and then they had a city championship here a couple months ago, right before the rest of the season. Kevin Dillon's also running Lowell Youth Wrestling during the winter program. So a lot of opportunities for our middle school youth to get on the mat, fall in love with the sport, and just learn all the lessons that the sport has to teach.
As Ryan earns the first takedown of this match. I saw Kevin Dillon here tonight, and I also saw his father, Mike Dillon, who was a big part of the Lowell High School wrestling program for years.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to see him still here supporting.
Absolutely, and that's what has allowed this program to be what it is for so many years. It's the involvement from all the families and all the time and dedication they put into the program, not only for the love of the sport, but to support the Lowell youth.
Absolutely, and coming from a family of firefighters, they work a ton of hours.
That's it.
And they're still able to get on the mat and support the youth wrestling here in the city, and the city needs that. And Lowell wrestling needs that, and that's huge for the high school too. It gives a lot of these kids a base level of wrestling, and you can see right here from Ryan, he's got a lot of fundamental skills that were probably built in that youth wrestling program that are now showing here at the high school level.
Absolutely, those things that come just with repetition, the stance, motion, hand fighting, good shots with good angles, and we're seeing that right now from Ryan as he keeps his composure in the first period. Good stance, good takedowns, and we're going to the second period here. Lowell's up 6-1, and we'll be looking for some more takedowns here. The crowd cheering Ryan on. So Brandon, can you give us a little bit of insight on what the wrestlers are working for right now? What do we see here in this hand fighting?
Yeah, as we move up in these weight classes, you see with a lot of the lighter weight classes, they tend to move a lot more. But as we move up in these weight classes, you're going to see a lot more what's called a lockup. And you'll see people grabbing at the head, they'll be grabbing at the hands, they'll be fighting for hand control, and they're really just fighting for positioning, and they're looking to wear down their opponent and try to find an opening or a chink in their armor, if you will, to try to score themselves a takedown. You'll see the wrestling, as they move up in the weight classes, it may get a little slower, but the opponents might get a little stronger, so you kind of play with that balance as you move up.
And as we watch Lowell and Chelmsford right here work at looking for inside control, some snaps, some angles, Ryan was just a little bit away from a short offense takedown as he's fighting off a double leg right now. There's a lot happening here. It's like the game of chess here in that hand fighting.
And you can see how comfortable Ryan feels in there. He allows Frank to get in a little close, but really he's just looking for his opportunities as he gets in on a shot right there. He's got a head inside single here. He's trying to plant that elbow or come up in between. Trying to circle around back here.
So we got to shift those hips down a little bit here and put a little. And now we're going for a little. Now he might be digging for the heel to pop out here. We're kind of in between two different takedowns here for Ryan. It's like he's looking for the to go behind here, but then he went to go sneak out the front and trying to pull that heel in. As Chelmsford does a pretty good job here defending.
And they go out of bounds. The tough part there, Brendan, is when you get in on a good shot like that and you can't finish right away. It takes a lot of energy going from the center circle all the way to out of bounds, not scoring that takedown. But you're in there on that single, and you're either trying to come up with a Turk, come up from underneath, or go around cut the corner. But you can see he starts backing away towards the out of bounds line, and that makes him he's gotten a little tired. As the second period comes to an end, we enter the third period with still a score of 6 for Lowell and 1 for Chelmsford.
And so Coach Logan's putting Ryan down here, looking in the bottom position, looking for that stand up for 1 point. As many people in the crowd would say, just stand up.
It's the best coaching advice I've ever heard. And now, right now, Ryan's got a 5-point lead on the Chelmsford wrestler, Frank Malloy.
Ryan's really.
You would think at this point, Brendan, Coach Logan's got to be talking to Ryan and saying, "Hey, we got to start looking for that major decision here."
Yeah, and this is a time where Coach Logan's going to have to make that choice. Do we coach him to just win the match, or do we coach him to get those extra points? And tonight might be one of those nights where we just got to get those extra points.
Absolutely.
Some sage advice from Coach Logan there, and just sometimes advice in wrestling's simple, and it's just get tough.
As Ryan continues to try to work up here from his stomach. Frank digs in a bar here on the edge of the mat. He's going to try to turn him.
Frank's still working here with a minute left. Down by 5, he's going to be looking for that turn. And Coach Michonne's over there giving him some advice, and Coach Michonne's going to have to decide soon. Do they cut him and put him back to their feet, look for a big move, or do we continue to pressure on top and look for the turn?
Coach Logan trying to get Ryan's head off the mat there.
And this is an aggressive, very tough pinning combination here for Chelmsford they're going for. Hopefully Ryan's
able
able
to... a reverse Penn State?
I believe so. And so we go out of bounds here, so Ryan's going to give himself a fresh start with 20 seconds left. So important for Ryan here is to know that 20 seconds is a long time. And so we got to keep our head up, we got to keep our composure, and our best bet's to get up to our feet and get that one. Frank here really putting in the effort.
We got 14 seconds left here in this third period.
And Frank comes out front looking for a head chancery, or some would call it a bulldog, and Ryan doing his best to work hands, and he gets warned for stalling here. That concludes our match, and Lowell earns themselves another 3 points for the team score to put them up 14-3. Another exciting match.
And that's a good win there for freshman Ryan Scott.
And to think, we got a freshman here looking at 43 matches in a season. Great move by Coach Logan, making sure these kids get so many matches in. It's really, it pays off dividends in the postseason.
Absolutely, the experience is priceless.
Coming up at 1:32 for Lowell, we have Elvin Sand Jr. Elvin Sand, and he's a junior, and his record is 20-18. And who's he wrestling from Chelmsford?
He's going to be wrestling Swayam Sahu from Chelmsford. Looks like both these wrestlers have the same build. And Brendan, up to this point, we've seen a couple different builds on some of these wrestlers. We've seen some short, stocky wrestlers, some long, lanky wrestlers, some really strong wrestlers. Can you talk a little bit about how each build for a wrestler can have different advantages?
Absolutely. So it's important for the wrestler to find their strengths and what works best for them. You get a short, explosive wrestler who just keeps the pace going, is able to work a free stance and work some stance and motion and really get guys locked up to get in on shots is unbelievable. Then you have some of our longer guys who might not be as fast, a little more of the slow twitch muscles there, but sometimes their job is to really work in that hand fighting game, play that game of chess, wear their opponent down and create those openings through fatigue, and then kind of slice them up, pick them apart a little bit.
And the leverage, Brendan, the leverage on some of these taller, lankier wrestlers sometimes is incredible.
Yeah, it can be very hard to get under the hips of a lanky wrestler. And so here we have...
as Sahu gets the first takedown here.
We have a score of 3-0, and we have about 45 seconds left here in the first period. And so it looks like Sahu here is working with a cross. Oh, we're going for an arm bar here. And, it's an aggressive pin move right here as Alvin works to avoid some back points. No swipes yet from the referee. And that's some flexible shoulders.
I was just about to say, both these wrestlers appear to have some incredible flexibility here. I'll tell you, in my old age, my joints don't work like that anymore.
I would have gave up the pin already if my shoulder looked like that, I'll tell you that right now. And we end the first period with Sahu up 3-0.
No back points there.
No back points. Alvin did a very good job fighting off his back, not giving up those extra points. All right, as we go into the second period here, Chelmsford's choosing top. And so, what's Alvin's job here, Brandon?
Alvin's got to explode out of the bottom here. He's got to win that first move. Really try to get hand control. In that first move, you typically want to be straight up and back into your opponent.
And it looks like Sahu here is working for that cross wrist. And, Chelmsford's done a good job here working for those cross wrists, those arm bar series. And Lowell's been doing the same, some arm bars from Lowell and some good cross-face cradle work on top here. So both programs, just basic wrestling on top to wear their opponent down and look for those extra points.
And for those of you guys at home, sometimes it may look tonight like there might be a wrestler on bottom, and you might be sitting there saying, why doesn't he just get up? He could stand up. But there's just such an immense amount of forward pressure there from the top guy. And sometimes it's hard to get your body off the mat, let alone your head.
It's not easy to just stand up sometimes. But as we talk about forward pressure here, Sahu has worked his way to a pinning combination here while Alvin fights off his back. The referee's holding 4 near fall points. And we've about 50 seconds here in the second period for Alvin to fight off his back. The crowd joining here, trying to give him some encouragement as
Alvin's still trying to fight.
And that's a long fight, Brandon.
That's a long fight. With that flexibility, man.
It's definitely helping him in this moment. And so our Chelmsford coach is over there trying to give Sahu some technical pointers there to help kind of get him on his back.
You gotta love the fight here from bottom. He just continues to fight, keep that shoulder off the mat. Still looking to get back into this match.
With 15 seconds left in this period, if he's able to keep himself off his back, to prevent that pin, that's a big fight. That's a big fight.
And that's just, again, another one of those testaments to Coach Logan and how he coaches these guys on a daily basis in practice.
That's mental toughness right there to fight for that long.
How long was that fight? 50, 55 seconds?
At least. And so
right now we have a score of 7-0?
7-0, yes. And so let's see what the choice is here. It looks like Lowell's taking top, and Coach Logan telling Alvin to get to work. And, this is where we can really see a match turn around here in a high school wrestling match. If Alvin's able to ride and work a good pinning combination, it could really turn the match around.
Absolutely.
As Sahu works through a reversal for 2 points to put himself up 9-0.
So right now we have a major decision, which would be 14 points for Chelmsford. But again, at the end of the day, it's still better than 6 points had Alvin put that other shoulder down and gotten pinned.
Absolutely. Let's see what Alvin can do here for 1:30. For those folks tuning in who've never wrestled before, 1:30 seconds is a long time.
It is a long time in the sport of wrestling. But hey, he just did 55 seconds on his back. How long could 1.5 minutes on your belly be?
Well, hopefully we can stay at minimum on our belly. But Alvin's still fighting here, and so
he is.
Sahu really working this pinning combination. He's got an arm bar and an underhook, and he's giving everything he's got to try and he's really trying to earn his team those 6 points. Alvin fighting really hard here. Referee's holding 4 near fall points. And we have another 50 seconds left here for Alvin to fight. Alvin works his way off his back.
About 40 seconds left here in this match.
We're looking at a score of 9-0. I'm not sure. I didn't see if the referee awarded those 4 points. Looks like he's...
Looks like the ref is still holding 4.
And he's warning Lowell for stalling here. And we have 15 seconds left here in the match.
Did you see him award 4 back points?
I did not see it, but we'll see here at the end if there's any contest from the Chelmsford coach.
And we have 3 seconds left.
Alvin with a strong fight there. And sometimes, Brandon, that's the best you can do for your program sometimes, and that's really important. Sometimes when you're outmatched, you just have to get tough and Chelmsford's looking for the pin there. And Coach Logan just said to Alvin, hey, that's how you stay tough. And that's important, too, because you got to find the wins and the losses. And right there
really
it sounds like...
And that's how you win dual meets.
Absolutely. And it sounds to me like Alvin did his job.
Absolutely. As you hear Coach Logan say, that's how you get tough.
And we got Gussie McLeod coming out here. Gussie also played freshman football, and another Lowell youth wrestling product here. Super excited to see Gussie out here on the mat as a freshman. He's gone 19-21 this season. Man, 40 matches in a season. Again, can't say enough how fantastic it is that these kids are seeing 40-plus matches in a season.
That is incredible. And you look to see some of these fundamentals that some of these Lowell youth products have. And that was just as simple gets. A nice head snap to a double leg.
And again, working basic here, working for that one-on-one, looking to dig out the Penn State series here.
The forward pressure. He keeps his hips glued to the Chelmsford wrestler on the mat. Doesn't allow a lot of space there. Chelmsford wrestler builds back up. He goes right around the waist to try to break him down again.
And Miguel fights to his feet. Miguel Balandrio back on his feet. But Gussie back in on a double leg.
Man, did he time that up perfectly.
And love to see it. Gets that, secures the takedown, and then goes directly for that half Nelson. And just looking to improve at all times, Gussie right here. So the hope is that Gussie we got 1 minute left here. Score is 6-2. And let's see Gussie get to work here with some more takedowns.
He ties up. Both these wrestlers are heavy on the head, both looking for head snaps. They're trying to get the other one out of position to find a window of opportunity to try to get it on their shot.
As we fight through, as we work this match here, Gussie's trying to fight through the position here. Kind of both wrestlers, not only great hand fighting, but looking for some short offense. And as you know, the higher level you get, the more important short offense is. A lot of points to be scored there.
Absolutely.
And Gussie with a shot right off the whistle, in on a single leg, working the corner, secures a takedown to put him up 9-2. And he goes right back. Oh, little early there on that, but he pulled it off. Gussie gets 2 near fall points, going up 11-2.
Now, if you can see that from the camera, Gussie just looked at the referee, showed the referee that he did not have that tilt anymore, and that's when the referee awarded those 2 points so he could go right back to work.
And you know what, Brandon? That goes right back to not only 40 matches in a season, but Lowell youth wrestling.
Absolutely.
Right? The experience to know I have to let go of this pinning combination and to get my near fall points so I can get some more near fall points to keep racking up the score. And
Man,
Gussie
I like
with a
this kid.
slide by.
He's aggressive. He loves scoring points.
Yeah, this is what you love to see. It's an exciting match. Gritty, hard wrestling match. And Gussie just, scoring some short offense go-behinds there, and that's what the second and third period are for right there, to wear your opponent down and start scoring those extra takedowns.
And you can see he's thinking 1, 2, 3 moves ahead at a time. Oh, if I get my snap, that's great. If I don't get my snap and my double, I'm going to go for an outside single. Oh, now I'm going to score go behind.
And I'll tell you what, Chelmsford Miguel is not giving up here. He's in on a shot on Gussie, trying to get back in the game here. But Gussie now back in on a shot.
He's got a high crotch here. He's trying to crack him down, come over to the other side. And he does. He gets another 3 points. So right now the score is 17-3. Gussie, the Lowell wrestler, on top of Miguel, the Chelmsford wrestler. So we're at 14 points again here, 1 point away from a technical fall. With
and what's
45.
the strategy here, Brandon?
The strategy here is you really try to get your pin. You go to work here and get your pin because you got 40 seconds to do it. As he gets into his back there, and that's what he's looking for.
He puts himself in a position. Gussie McLeod gets a technical fall with 28 seconds left in the second period. And a little bit of showmanship there from Gussie.
Absolutely. So
the real question is here. Go ahead, Brandon.
Technical fall here for Lowell. So that puts the score at 19 for Lowell, 7 for Chelmsford.
And, you just hear you can't hear the words, but you know what Coach Logan's saying. He's saying, Gussie, nice job getting the win, but we got to be respectful out there. And,
Yeah, you got to be careful sometimes. Even though it might seem like you're getting into the crowd's into it, you get excited, you throw that headgear. Sometimes it can cost you a team point here and there.
And it's hard. This is such, this sport is filled with emotions, and it is hard sometimes to contain those emotions when you come up with a big win in an important night like tonight when the crowd's really getting into it.
Absolutely. You talk about an emotional sport, and it really does it. And the later you get in the match, the more invested you get in the match, the more tired you are, the more difficult it becomes to control those emotions.
Absolutely. And so we have Chris DiStefano here. He's a senior. He's 19 and 16. Looking at another almost 40 matches in a season. He's wrestling Christian Capo from Chelmsford. And Christian is up right now 3-0 with an early takedown in the first period.
So Chris for Lowell and Christian for Chelmsford.
Christian here looking to run a half Nelson. And Chris really putting in the fight here, trying to not only clear that half, but hopefully work back up to his feet to neutral position.
Now, Chris being a senior, Chris is going to be attending Charleston, the College of Charleston, South Carolina this fall.
So Chris is a 2-year wrestler, and so how great is that? 2-year wrestler starting position here. And I know Chris, I think as he goes down to Charleston, South Carolina in the fall, I think he's looking for either an anatomy and physiology degree or something to do with sports health. And Chris now in on the shot, close to a finish here. So we're looking at a 3-1 score with 50 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, sometimes, Brendan, this sport can be tough to pick up, especially, I mean, he picked it up, his junior year in high school? Gets a smooth go behind there off the shot of Christian.
And a lot of, for those of you who have never wrestled before, a lot of what we talk about, sometimes what feels right in wrestling is wrong, and so you really have to train yourself in those positions. And Chris now has Christian on his back. Referee's holding 4 near fall points. And he's working through this pinning combination. The referee's still holding 4 near fall.
As he goes right back to his back, he's got a half Nelson in.
And we are close to a pin here. Hopefully all that lifting.
Oh! Time runs out in the first period, but he gets 4 near fall, making the score of this bout 8-3 at the end of the first. 8 for Lowell, 3 for Chelmsford.
And that's an exciting first period, Brandon.
Yeah, you go out there, you get taken down right away, and you get right up and go right back after the guy, get your own takedown, put him on his back, and now this guy's from Chelmsford's been fighting off his back for another 30 seconds.
And Chelmsford with his eyes on the whistle, but Chris is able to move a little bit faster, get that forward pressure, work.
Now, would you say, Brendan, that fighting off your back is probably one of the more exhausting things that you can do in a wrestling?
Oh, without a doubt. And so Chris
it's almost as if the panic sets in and you don't want to let yourself get pinned.
Absolutely, you feel like you're drowning out there.
Every muscle in your body is flexed and tense.
And it's the saying's getting more popular, but you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in the sport of wrestling. That's the only way to keep your composure and work through some of these positions.
I'm sure that's what the sport is based on.
Absolutely. And Chris with another pinning combination, a loosely locked cradle. Referee's counting some near fall points here, holding 4 near fall.
He's got flat on his back, and he gets the fall.
And Chris gets a fall on senior night and shows the flex to Gillis over in the corner. And we have Gillis Films here on the sideline there with a camera, and I know he's been putting out some really good content for the Lowell wrestlers, which has been really exciting. All right, and coming up at 150, we have senior Emmett Logan coming out to potentially one of my favorite intro songs. Emmett's a 4-year wrestler for Lowell, as well as a captain, and he's one of the all-time winners in LHS history with over 182 wins. Pat Sheehan holds a record at 191 wins, and Emmett is just 9 wins away from that.
And who do we got here for Chelmsford? Is this Mike Canada?
This is Mike Canada from Chelmsford, and Emmett and Mike are good friends, and so this is what happens in the sport sometimes. As not only these two men wrestle each other in their senior year, there's just a lot to be said about being able to wrestle one of your best friends out there.
You ever have to wrestle any of your friends?
Absolutely, but none of them were from Chelmsford because I wasn't really friends with any of the Chelmsford.
Okay. That makes sense.
I did. Those are some of your best training partners, right? To drill and train and wrestle with your best friend.
Now, do these guys both wrestle at Doughboys Wrestling Club?
Absolutely. So Emmett is a product of Doughboy Wrestling Club. I believe he's the reason why Logan's Rascals started about 14 years ago. And Mike also wrestles there, and he's also a football player. So multi-sport athlete, both really good kids.
Now, Emmett is currently ranked number 1 in the state of Massachusetts at 150 pounds, and Mike is ranked number 10. So this is a top 10 matchup here. Number 1 and number 10 going at it as Emmett scores another takedown and goes up 6-1 on Canada.
And Emmett really looking to dig that wrist out here, keeping good top pressure with a tight waist. He's going for that Penn State series. Can't say enough about these high percentage basic moves on top. Arm bars,
they
cross
just
faces.
really wear you out as the match goes on.
Absolutely.
It's like a good running game in football. You start
Yes.
to get towards that third and fourth quarter or that third period in wrestling, and you just get worn out by those half Nelsons, those cross faces, those wrist rides, that forward pressure.
Control the clock, wear the guy down, and
We
then
get
put it away in the end.
12 seconds left here in the first period. What's Emmett trying to do here on top?
Right now on top, Emmett might be looking for a breakdown, a quick set of back points with 12 seconds left. Scores 6-1. Canada looking for that, hopefully looking for that escape to put himself a little bit closer to make it a 6-2 match. As we wind down the first period, we have a 6-1 score. 6-1, Lowell is up. And it is Chelmsford's choice.
He defers to Logan. Logan chooses bottom.
And so Emmett here has had a great high school career. He's a 4-time Lowell Holiday Tournament finalist, 2-time D1 state finalist, 2-time All-State finalist, and 2-time New England place winner. Emmett is going to be wrestling at the Division I program of Buffalo next year, and he's currently ranked first in the state. So not only a great season, but a great career so far.
And we're excited to watch him wrestle at the University of Buffalo at the Division I level next year. It's a whole nother grind there and a whole nother opportunity for Emmett to move his way up just as he has in high school. And one thing that impresses us about Emmett's high school career is he started at the 106 weight class, and he's just kind of worked his way up through these weight classes. He's now wrestling 150 pounds, and he looks like he's lifted his way there. He looks like he's strong there.
Absolutely. The climb to 150, it hasn't been by accident. He's, he does the things that you really want to see all your athletes do. He's a good student. He's respectful in school, often getting great feedback from teachers and administrators in the high school about how respectful and just how dedicated he is not only to the sport of wrestling and his weightlifting, but to his academics.
And now, Brendan, for those viewers at home that may have noticed or may have not noticed, he's got the same last name as the head coach at Lowell High School. Can you tell me a little bit more about these two's relationship?
Oh, absolutely. That's Coach Logan's nephew, and it's just been amazing to watch them grow in the sport together. Just Coach Logan starting Emmett out at a young age to try and share with him the thing that changed his life, and it has clearly been a huge positive impact on Emmett's life as he's just really learning the lessons that wrestling teaches you, and watching Emmett move through not only a sport of wrestling but just grow as a young man. It's been great, and Coach Logan is a huge reason for all of that.
And we all know Coach Logan, and if you show that you're invested in getting better, he wants to put just as much effort into you as you want to put into yourself, and he's going to help you get there, or he's at least going to try his darndest to do that.
Absolutely, and you can see that when you look at this bench. Coach Logan was walking through the halls recruiting kids when he took over the program, and now he's had over 100 registrations at the start of this season. All right, and we step into our third period here. Emmett Logan 13, Michael Canada 2. And Michael Canada taking bottom, and Emmett Logan showing the optional start.
So Emmett looking going back here to neutral. Try to capitalize on a few more takedowns.
Emmett Logan here in on the double leg. And he secures a double leg to put him up 16-3. He's going to cut him and look to take him down one more time.
We got a clock stoppage here. I don't believe that the clock started at the beginning of the period. I heard people from the Chelmsford bench yelling clock, usually indicating that there it is. 7-second runoff on the clock.
With a minute 38 left here in the third period, Emmett Logan is up 16-4. Emmett in on another double leg, looking to finish here. And he climbs up to put him up 18-4. 19-4, my apologies.
19-4, that makes it a technical fall. Another 5 points for Lowell. And now we're looking at a team score of 30-7. Lowell.
And Emmett getting a nice round of applause here from the crowd as he's put a lot into this program. He's been a great leader to his teammates and has really stepped up in moments when needed.
So we talked about these bonus points at the beginning of the match, Brennan. And if you look at what Lowell's done to score some of these points, they've got a technical fall, a pin, a regular decision, a technical fall, another pin, and another technical fall. That's 3 technical falls and 2 pins. Those extra points are huge.
Big points there. That's super important. Almost as important as the great choices of intro songs here. I got to tell you, I'm ready to wrestle, Brandon.
I'm just waiting for a little Ozzy Osbourne and Crazy Train.
I mean, that would just knock the roof off the place, I think. All right, so Matt Weber here, junior, 27-16, working, sprawling, trying to to fight off the high crotch and work his way to a go behind. He has the crossface, he's elevating the ankle, and he secures the takedown. So Matt Weber up 3-0 here.
And I believe he's wrestling against a Juan Picardo from Chelmsford.
Matt here looking for the bundle or the corkscrew. And now he's looking for a crossface cradle. Nice to see him working through that pinning combination.
Yeah, that crossface cradle, when you can lock that up, that is such a solid pinning combination.
But Picardo staying tough, working back up to his feet, earning himself the escape. Scores 3-1 Weber. And so we're seeing a little bit of that hand fighting we talked about here. And Picardo going in for a shot. Weber with a sprawl, looking for a head in the hole, go behind. Need a little bit more of a snap there. Really worked that short offense, head in the hole position. 30 seconds left here in the first period. Score 3-1.
So that slide by now, he's going for a fireman's carry. He's going to have to pop that head out. He does, and with 20 seconds left in the period, he goes up 6-1, does Matt Weber.
And right back to that crossface series.
Trying to get some
corkscrew.
Trying to get some extra back points here towards the end of the period as we're down to 3-1. And we enter the second period here. Still score 6-1 Lowell on top of Chelmsford.
And Matt chooses neutral here. And with 2 minutes to go in the second period, a lot of work to be done, a lot of wrestling left, 4 minutes left in the match. What are you telling your wrestler right here, Brandon, if you're up 6-1?
6-1 in the second period. I really want my wrestler to try to go out there and score a lot of points and really try to push for, again, some of those bonus points that we talked about earlier on for a technical, either major decision or start looking more towards a technical fall or even a pin if you can.
And as we're looking to score those points, right, there's a lot of work being done here in the neutral position from both wrestlers. And I think one great way to score those points is once you secure that takedown, stay on top.
Absolutely. And Matt must have one heck of a grip there. I've watched him in on a few shots now where he just hangs onto that leg and it almost looks effortless to him.
Yes, there's that long strength right there for you, Brandon. And so Chelmsford's Picardo in on a shot.
Good sprawl here.
And a reshot from Weber. And we're back to that position there, trying to hang on to that single leg. Works his head up, which is super important, right? We got to work that head up, knee slide up, knee pound, and get those hips underneath us. Both wrestlers expending a lot of energy right here.
As we got Juan Picardo here, look, he's got a crossface in. And Matt's got to be careful of that head towards that knee.
With 25 seconds to go here, this would be a tough time to give up a takedown. So Weber, it's important he fights through this position here and doesn't give up the takedown.
You have 15 seconds left in the period. Juan still looking to try to get that leg over the top, sneak that leg inside and try to secure his two. Does not look like he's going to as time runs out here in the second period. Still with a score of 6-1.
And that's one of those fights there where, unless you've been in it, you don't realize how tiring that fight is. So both wrestlers stepping into the third period looking exhausted.
I mean, for the majority of the match, one of them's pretty much been in on a shot every time or fighting from the back.
So Matt here, looking for the one-on-one, looking for a chop, keeping that heavy forward pressure. And now coach is yelling for a lift here. Hopefully we can get return to the mat and get to work as we go out of bounds.
Matt gets on top. There's 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the third period here. Matt undoubtedly is looking to score more points and secure a major decision.
And as you know, with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, 5 points is not much of a lead in a high school wrestling match. Really important to keep racking those points up.
As he looks for back points here.
Looking for a power half.
Now, Brendan, you saw the referee looking underneath the Chelmsford wrestlers' legs when they returned back to the mat. What was he looking for there?
So we're looking for locked hands there, right? So it's really important that, when you have control, when you return a wrestle to the mat, that you don't have locked hands. And that's, something you learn through repetition. And this is one of these moments here in the third period, both wrestlers being exhausted, very well could happen. So.
Now, what makes the difference between locking your hands in a pinning combination and locking your hands when you return someone to the mat?
So if we're in a pinning combination, we can lock those hands, especially if we go feet to back, or if we're returning them to the mat and if we don't already have top control, it's a little bit easier to have those locked hands in a pinning combination, which would include like a head and an arm in a headlock position.
20 seconds left here in the third period.
Looking to run the
arm bar.
Matt has
an arm bar, and he's looking to run that and score some more points here.
Chelmsford doesn't look like he's giving it up, though. He's going to put up a fight here. And, this is one of these moments where it looks like Picardo's going to do his job for his team.
6-1, a solid win. Couple good takedowns there.
Yeah, a hard-fought match right there. Hard-fought match. We're going to be stepping up to the 165-pound weight class. As from Lowell, we'll have Kedwin Santiago. He's a junior. And he'll be wrestling.
From Chelmsford, looks like we're going to have Alex Glennie.
Kedwin going for the shot, but Glennie getting behind, securing the 3-0 takedown. Ooh, and we have a Big pinning combination there from Chelmsford.
Gonna try to run that half. He does.
Gets right to work and secures a first period pin in 24 seconds there.
So now with that fall for Chelmsford, that brings the team score to Chelmsford 13, Lowell 33.
And we're stepping up to the 175-pound weight class. Senior Seth Lee representing Lowell High Wrestling. And again, another banger.
It's almost like someone on their coaching staff has a really good taste in music.
Somebody's got to be playing these kids.
I bet
Some
it's
good
Coach
music in the
Bossy.
room.
It's got to be Coach Bossy.
So Seth Lee with a 25-15 record. Again, another wrestler with 40 matches. Seth was a football quarterback and captain of Lowell High Wrestling, and he led the team to a lot of success. Seth is a 4-year wrestler for Lowell as well as a captain. The Lowell High football team made the playoffs, and Seth will be attending a 4-year college for criminal justice next year. He's currently ranked 24th in the state, according to Mass Wrestling. We have a minute 25 left here in the first period as both wrestlers work for a takedown. Seth looking for an arm drag, trying to get the angle here. Both wrestlers working here. Little Seth going with some fakes, trying to get Chelmsford to get out of position and work for that shot. Coach Logan telling him, hey, just go. Just go. Keep him guessing and just go. Have some faith in that takedown. We have 45 seconds left here in the first period with a score of 0-0. Chelmsford wrestler doing a great job here, trying to maintain his stance, but Seth in on the double leg, secures the takedown to put him up 3-0, and he goes directly into a pinning combination. Looking for the crossface, and Chelmsford able to work himself to his stomach. We have 20 seconds left here in the first period. Seth Lee up 3-0. Coach Bossy giving him some advice there from the corner, telling him to work the crossface. And Seth doing a good job keeping that top pressure, working for that crossface. He's gonna end the first period here 3-0. And Seth showing some tape on that shoulder and the elbow, clearly working through some injuries this season. Not easy being a two-sport athlete, having a long football season, and then stepping into a very long wrestling season. We start the second period up with 2 minutes left in the second period. Lowell up 3-0.
Oh, Brendan, my apologies for that. I was just catching up with Lowell alumni Victor DeJesus, two-time New England champ. Now coaches Billerica High School, also in the Merrimack Valley Conference.
Absolutely. What's great is to see a lot of Lowell wrestlers, Lowell wrestling alumni still involved in the sport, trying to give back to the sport that built us. So it's great to see alumni at these events and hear about the things they're doing in the sport.
Now I believe, Brendan, that Victor wrestled at Arizona State University in college, and I believe he was the last Lowell High School wrestler to go wrestle Division I up until Emmett Logan.
I believe so. And Seth Lee,
What a
in
takedown.
double leg, brings him right to his back, looking for the pin here. The crowd on their feet. This is an exciting situation right now.
And Brendan, he transitioned right from that double leg right to the half as he was going down. It was so clean.
And Chelmsford, again, fighting through the position here, working himself back to his stomach. Seth Lee up 10-0. And Seth has been, just another great addition to the Lowell High Wrestling program. Good football player, good wrestler. He's a really good kid. And you can see...
Powerful. He looks powerful.
Absolutely. Great athlete. Puts the work in. Puts the work in the gym. Puts the work in the wrestling room. was a quarterback for a playoff football team.
Wow.
Well-rounded student athlete. And so Chelmsford chooses neutral going to the third period here. So what's Chelmsford looking for right here, Brandon, as they go into the third period down 10-0?
You're looking not to put yourself on your back, and that sounds simpler than you think. But he is looking not make any mistakes or any glaring mistakes as he gets in on a double and he takes Seth down.
And this is what's so exciting about high school wrestling is the match can turn around real fast. So Seth Lee he hasn't secured the win yet. He's going to keep wrestling.
Seth is currently ranked number 24 in the state according to Mass Wrestling. Now, it says that he's attending a 4-year college for criminal justice. Do we know where Seth's going to school next year?
Not yet.
Hasn't made his decision, but he will be doing criminal justice next year.
And so, as we listen to we're getting into the third period here. Scores 10-3, but the match's getting a little tense. Both wrestlers getting a little chippy there in the referee's position, and coaches telling their wrestlers to just wrestle.
So now we're back to 11-3. If you do the math on that, that's an 8-point lead for Seth. So right now he's got a major decision with 1 minute left in the third period. Seth will undoubtedly look to at least hold on to this major decision, if not close it out with another takedown.
Absolutely, really important here that Seth keeps that position, stays in his stance, and he gets hit with a stall call from the referee as Chelmsford tries to push the action.
Now, we've seen a couple stall calls here tonight, not too many, which is very exciting, but talk about what happens, Brennan. Sometimes a point is awarded for stalling, sometimes it's not. How do we clear up some of the confusion for the viewer?
So the referee will warn a wrestler for stalling, and they'll get one warning, and after the first warning, they're awarded points. So on the second stall call, the aggressive
so it's
wrestler.
Second stall, and there it is right there.
There it
the
is.
ref awards stall call for Seth, which awards 1 point to the Chelmsford wrestler. Makes the score 11-4, 7-point lead, and that takes away the major decision. So Seth would need another takedown here.
And so Seth gives up another stall call to make the score 11-5. The next stall call, if there is one, will be 2 points. And we end the match there with a score 11-5, Seth Lee. It's always exciting to see a senior win on their senior night.
Oh, absolutely. Last time wrestling in front of the home crowd, it's special.
And I'll tell you what, the Lowell wrestling community has really shown up for these wrestlers tonight. It's great to see the stands are packed, the cheerleaders are here, the media team is here, and the sidelines are full. What are the chances Coach Logan made these walkout songs, this playlist?
110%.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Owen had a little influence in there too. Coach Owen been a staple of this program for years now, really just being Coach Logan's right-hand man and helping rebuild this program. Coach Owen is a quiet guy, but really, really dedicated to this program and help build it back to where it is. As we have
Brody Gillis. Oh. This is Janzel Hernandez, a senior for Lowell, who scores the takedown.
an exciting start to the match here at 2:15. Brody Gillis at 190, who is a senior, got a forfeit. Or maybe a mistake in there. What did Genzel weigh in at?
Both Brody and Genzel weighed in at 190.
Oh, so we have Genzel wrestled, weighed in at 190, taking the 190 match here. Genzel is a 4-year wrestler, and he's represented here by Johanna, and he's currently undecided for the fall. Genzel putting us off to a very exciting start. He's up 3-0, but you know it looked like he was about to score himself some near fall points there. That opening takedown.
Absolutely, that was a great takedown. Got the Chelmsford wrestler right to his back.
And so with
Looks here to go to work on top. He's got a nice corkscrew here.
runs it nicely. Let's see if he can hold him here on his back. Ref holding 4
Pretty
kneel
tight.
fall points. And once again, the crowd getting into it. This is an exciting crowd tonight.
And he scores the fall with 1 second left in the period.
Now that is an exciting way to finish your senior night.
Absolutely. Bringing the team score now 42 for Lowell, 13 for Chelmsford. Lowell continuing to gain momentum as we go through these matches.
And we have Brody Gillis Sr., 31-11, 42 matches. And we got another banger here with some Metallica, bringing Brody Gillis out to the mat. I can't tell you how great the playlist is, how pumped the crowd is, and Brandon Gother here is ready to wrestle. They might be doing an exhibition at the end of this, Brandon.
I'll take an exhibition. I might only last 30 seconds, but hey, we'll give it all we got.
We'll let the crowd decide what weight class Brandon will be wrestling at tonight.
This might be heavyweight these days.
So Brody is a 4-year wrestler as well as a captain. Brody, he's twin brothers with Josh, and he'll be attending the university. He'll be going to UMass Amherst next year with an education major focused in special education. Brody's currently ranked 24th in the state by Mass Wrestling.
Oh, that's awesome. As he gets in there on that shot, cracks the Chelmsford wrestler down there for takedown. And he's going for special education. Brendan, you work in education, don't you?
I do.
Brendan is a administrator here in Lowell and comes with an education background. How long have you been in education? 12, 15 years?
Yeah, right around that mark. And as I say, as someone in education, when I have a student athlete, a former student athlete apply for jobs, they immediately go to the top of the list for me. There's just a lot to be learned in being able to be a student athlete, learn the balance there, and be able to prioritize multiple things in your life. I'd love to see student athletes, especially wrestlers, get into education.
And you talk about special ed too. That's one of those career paths where you got a lot of paperwork, a lot of legal stuff you got to worry about, and obviously the kids too. And it just really, it really requires a lot of patience. Brody gets this takedown. He's looking for a half.
Looking for the pin here. He's running the half. The crowd's getting into it. 11 seconds left here in the first period. Let's see if he can secure this pin.
He's watching that shoulder press right down to the mat.
And
there it
gets
is.
The pin with 2 seconds left. And that's a great win, not only in your senior night, to bump up from 190 to 215 and secure that win. Again, another exciting match.
And that makes 4 pins on the night for Lowell High.
I haven't heard the Deftones. I got to tell you, Brandon, the taste of music for the slow high
They're either
wrestling
using
team.
Coach Logan's practice playlist or
You can tell Coach Logan's been coaching Emmett for years.
he's implemented this playlist for the kids.
So not only instilling wrestling, but good music sense. And Attilio Colon lifts his opponent off the mat and secures the 3-point takedown.
That's what we call a big double.
That is a big double. Attilio Colon, Jr., 44-2, having a great season. Attilio is another one of those 4-year wrestlers, or 3-year wrestlers at this point, who found the sport and fell in love with it. I remember when Attilio came to Doughboy, and his mom came in all excited because he was loving the sport. And Attilio has done a lot of the things we've asked him to do. He's lifting, he's wrestling, he's putting the time in during the off season. Just a great kid to have as part of your wrestling program. And I'd say, just looking at these wrestlers, as we look at these seniors tonight, as we go through this list and we talk about these senior captains and all the things they've done and are going to be doing next year, it is just as important, if not more important, to have good character student athletes on your team as it is to have talented kids on your team.
Oh, absolutely. You look at the list of seniors here tonight that are going off to four-year colleges and the military and just looking to do great things after high school because, as you know, athletics is only a small part of it, and as much as an influence as wrestling has had, it is only a small part of your life, and the lessons that you learn there help elevate you in different areas of your life.
Absolutely. As we talk about, right, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so hopefully these wrestlers take those life lessons and are able to apply it to not just wrestling in school, but to life later on. And Attilio Colon, with a big dog pinning combination there, secures a pin. A minute and 5 seconds into the first period.
5 pins on the night.
That was an exciting
And
final
that
match
ends
there.
the dual meet for the number 3 ranked heavyweight in the state. Attilio, in a couple of weeks, will be looking to win his first state title at the Mass State Tournament.
And as we wrap up here, it's great to see the number of wrestlers on this mat right now from both teams. Both teams coached by, very experienced, knowledgeable coaches. And we just really want to thank you all for tuning in and being a part of Lowell Wrestling and this senior night.
Thank you and good night, everybody.